is that the East India Company comes in for a lot of flack, a lot of criticism these days, and quite rightly so. But it is slightly different depending on how you look at the company. I was writing a history of the company, not a history of the company in India. The fact of the matter is that the company was its main trade was actually with China. It wasn't with India at all. And although it was certainly the forerunner of British rule in India, it was also, perhaps more critically, the forerunner of the British Empire worldwide, or certainly in the East, what we call East. I was really trying to create a history of the company in all its activities, not just in India and all the different parts of the world it operated in, but also in the long period over which it was in existence. As the guest says, it was founded in 1600 and was really only wound up at the time of the Great Rebellion, or in 1857, very soon after. So that's 250 years. And those 250 years, for the first 50 or so, it didn't operate, hardly operated at all in India. It was mainly concerned with spice trade with Indonesia, what's now Indonesia. The title of the company was not the East India Company, it was a company of London merchants trading to the East Indies. So it wasn't actually directed towards India in the first place. And it was only somewhat incidentally, and in the second half of the 17th century, that it started to have a presence in India. Even then, it didn't actually acquire any territory in any territory of any size until the mid-18th century, the 1750s. And that was indeed a terrible period of exploitation, and the company was responsible for it for a relatively short time, really from 1750 till about 1780s, when the company was in British terms was effectively nationalised. In other words, it was taken over by the government. The appointments were all made by the governments of the day, like the Governor General, and subsequent the Viceroy, and so on. So that to blame the company for its acquisitions after 1780 is a bit unfair. People like Dalhousie and Wellesley were appointed by the government, the British government of the day, and the company was retained largely as a kind of scapegoat who could be blamed when things went wrong in India, without the blame all being fixed on the government of the day in the UK. So, to my mind, to blame the East India Company for all the excesses of British rule in the 19th century particularly is rather misleading. And I'm afraid I differ strongly with William Dalrymple, who I know pretty well, and also Shashi Tharoor on this. They have Shashi particularly picks on a few very doubtful incidents and some clearly partisan figures to produce a very inaccurate picture, in my mind, of the company, even in the early 19th century, which was not its best period anyway. So there's this difference of opinion. First of all, I'm writing about the company as a worldwide operation, not just in India. Secondly, I'm writing about 250 years of the company's existence, and not just that little period in the late 18th century of perhaps 30 or 40 years when all the worst excesses of the company took place.